What did we have? Demos, Isham for demos. What did Isham show? Isham showed information and something else.
Health checks.
Health checks. I didn't take a look at it's supposed to work. Okay. We talked about 1.6 and translations. Today. Demos.
I have a demos.
Sham has all the demos. Topics. Six. Okay, status. Status. I will hide everything again. Last nothing since the 25th. 21st. Here, Isham. That's all? Just that? Oh, let's go on Orchard first. Much, 21st, a lot. Ah, wait. So that's a PR. Branch. First, okay, so Deck merged, but okay, this is not deleted. So we need to delete this branch, I believe. Adding build Crowdin translation package workflow. So now there is a workflow in GitHub Actions to build the translation packages on Orchard one. And there was someone from Crowdin that mentioned some APIs to use. This user, they have a branch on their repository to make it simpler. I don't know what it's doing. It's doing something. Oh, it's triggering the build from Crowdin. Thank you, Beck. And maybe delete this branch. We should just set up the report to delete the branches when the PRs have been merged. Orchard core 21st. We have that add AlterAsync for named part. There was an alter, but not an async version that takes a lambda that is async func, async func. So now AlterAsync takes async lambda. Q. Search results and fire the search event when there are no results. Like so. That's what it says. The event is invoked even when there is no result. Updating Identity.Web to 6.1. Updated. Noda time, templates, storage blobs, and OpenIddict.Core 4.2.0. Do we have to do anything with OpenIddict? And there are new providers for auth to integrate it. Maybe there is something to do. Or maybe it's automatic. I don't know. If you just provide the auth URL and then automatically OpenIddict will trigger the correct behavior, or do we have to integrate all the auth providers one by one? I don't know. Okay, that's it. Questions? So, demo, Isham.
Okay, just let me share my screen. Wait a minute. Sorry. Is there the ability to share multiple windows on Teams?
Yeah, on your desktop.
Okay.
You can share a screen, and that's it. That's what I do, and that's why I need to clean everything first to hide all the secrets from Microsoft.
Stop. Just a second. I think I missed this option.
I close my email. I close the browser or the windows. I stop Teams so you don't see notifications. I hide the secret Git repositories and everything.
Okay, let me share the browser, then I will switch to VS because I didn't find that option. Okay, today's demo about the Gravatar module, which is globally recognized avatar. I think this module has been asked from a while in AlterAsync, but I think it disclosed for unknown reason. Anyhow, now if we notice here, there's an icon in the user menu, just a simple font awesome icon. Now we are able to change it using the Gravatar module. Now, when I enable this module, by default, it will take the current user email and convert it to the Gravatar. Now, if I go to the profile and provide a proper email, for example, my email, because I have a Gravatar, notice my Gravatar shows up. This is one thing. Let me return back the email. There's also a setting that you can set the default avatar if you don't have an avatar set. I will go to the app settings. I'm not sure if my VS window is shown or not.
No, just the browser.
Okay, that's why I'm not sure how to check. Sorry, I will did it. Okay, VS. Sorry. This one. Okay. When I go to the app settings, there's a Gravatar section. You can set the default image that should show up in case there is no avatar. Let me build it and come back again. I think that's weird. I'm stuck with sharing. Sorry. So now, when I refresh the website, it will shows the default image that I set in the app settings. I think that's it. That's all for the Gravatar. Nothing much here.
How do you know? How does it know that there is no image? Do you provide an extra parameter to say this is
Yes. There is an extra parameter that you should pass the default image, and it will automatically set. Also, there is a filter.
Why you have a settings for the size of the image?
Okay, I just deleted from the 90 build because maybe the user wants to change the size in different pages, so I think it is a bad idea to make it globally.
Well, make it just a shape and let the theme. take care of that responsibility now.
Yes, yes. For this one, it is okay, but I'm asking myself, maybe I have different pages and I want different sizes. So if I made it as a global, it is a bad idea. For that,
Well, if you make it a shape, right, on the top, it can be, you know, in a specific display mode. And if you want to display it, so like on the top, it'll be an admin summary. But if you want it somewhere else, for example, you can make it admin hashman, you know, or Hisham, I don't care, right? But I think if you make it part of a shape, I don't know. Sebastian might have better feedback, but I would think that might be better.
Yes, but for this demo, I just override the user menu shape and I display the Gravatar image. Also, there's one more thing. So, for example, here, just forgive me because I'm still stuck with the sharing option here. Let me. I probably switch back and forth between VS. Okay, I think there's option. Do you see? Now. Okay, I just find it. Okay. There's a page here. Where is it? Here, demo. Also, I created a liquid filter called, for example, here I have just a simple liquid template, just display a static image. Now, if I want to try to use the filter, to Gravatar. So this is the liquid filter. Now, when I build it, it should choose the Gravatar for each user, if all goes well. Okay, just a second, I will check the, maybe I did something wrong with to Gravatar. Where is the Gravatar module? Sorry, startup. Email. Sorry, emails. It's an array email. Hopefully this time.
That's a weird liquid loop.
Yes, I probably used .liquid file, and if you notice, all the avatar shows up from within the liquid template. Just I have one question here, because maybe I don't have experience with this. I heard previously, I think from you or one of you guys, there's you can convert, I think, tag helper to filter or vice versa. Because here I have one tag helper for Razor pages and one liquid filter.
Yeah, that's better. There is an automatic conversion from tag helpers to liquid filters, but you don't want to use that because it's slow. So it's better to define the two of them, because then otherwise it has to use reflection every time it's rendered. For all the parameters of the tag helper, it will generate a new. Yeah, it's super slow. So historically, when I migrated to Fluid 2, I redefined all the tag helpers as liquid filters, or just because, manually. Not. I think there is still one or two which are automatic, but you should define the two of them. It's better.
Okay, because here I just defined one tag helper and one Gravatar filter. Okay, that is the first.
I would change the name from to Gravatar to Gravatar. I don't understand why the 2_ is there, because a filter is like pipe, Gravatar is like pipe format.
Okay.
And
Yes.
maybe you need two of them, the same way for tag maybe tag helpers, maybe not, but filters, maybe you want just the URL, and maybe you want a tag with an image tag. Maybe you want also an argument, which is the size.
Yes, yes. For
just IDs.
For the yes, for tag helper, I think.
Yeah, you could have
I'm not
size
sure.
and yeah.
Yes, yes, on other parameter, yes.
And if it's
Thank
just returning a URL, maybe it should be called Gravatar URL and not Gravatar. I don't know, just to be explicit that it's a URL. That's a URL.
Yes.
Or does it make sense to just display? That's maybe fine. Also, we need to be consistent with the image tag where we say like asset URL or asset and.
Okay.
Asset, I don't know.
Okay. Also, probably we could add a property for add some CSS classes in case someone want to change the style for that image. Okay.
That's why, because it's a tag in this case, you see, with the with the liquid
yes.
one, it's not a tag, it's just a URL.
Yes.
That's why you could just have the one with the URL and the arguments, and then let users create the tag image. That's fine. That's the minimum.
Okay. Thank you. This is the Gravatar one. The second one is localization related. It is a transliteration. A transliteration feature. Okay. I think someone from Serbian asked for this previously. Let me go where. Okay, here. Admin at Oshakoko. Login. This is an experiment feature for those who doesn't heard about the transliteration, not translation. It is just a process of conversion from one script to another by swapping or changing the alphabet letters. For example, this is in Greek alpha. It will convert it to the A in Latin, and same for other letters. Let me go to the just if I go to the features. Okay, don't blame me. There are some style issues. I think there's some issues here. Okay. This is a feature, transliterations. It is already enabled. I just create a demo manually by creating a page here. Sorry, not here. Where is the template? Yes, here. Whenever you enable this feature or module, there is a transliteration service that allows you convert from one script to another. Regarding to my humble implementation, there are just 3 scripts, essentially Arabic and Cyrillic and Latin. And if we go to the source a little bit here, transliteration, where is it? Localization. There is a default transliteration rule provider, something like the pluralization, but just for transliteration, it will convert from script to Latin. This is the default implementation, but you can roll your own. So the implementation for swapping or converting the Arabic letter, for example, to Latin, and similarly for Cyrillic to the Latin one. And now when I build the project, I should see this Cyrillic converted to the Latin one. Sorry. So if we notice, this is the Cyrillic one, and using the transliteration service, it will convert each letter from Cyrillic alphabet into the Latin one. This is just what I did for now. I heard there is a transliteration service in Orchard 1, but I don't look at it, or I don't have any details about it. Maybe Sebastian or someone else can explain this.
You say there is one already?
For the Orchard 1, I think there is a feature.
Orchard 1.
For Orchard 1, but I didn't look at it before.
I don't remember. I was probably involved, but I'm checking right now.
Okay.
I can remember. What I would say, however, from your demo, let me see. I think there was someone who asked for a middleware. I might be wrong.
Yes. At
You
the
wanted
end,
a
he
middleware?
decided. Yes, at the end, he implemented in the middleware for his own purpose.
But that's okay. I mean, what you did is usable by the middleware. And my question here is, I'm surprised there is an enumeration, because that makes it very limited.
Yes.
You can't extend it unless we know all the sources that can be existing, like all the alphabets or the scripts. But
Okay.
I would expect not to be an enumeration, like more like either a string or a culture. I don't know. I have to check what we do.
That is the question. It is related to the culture or the script as
so
according to
in Orchard 1, I see we're using a culture, a string
Yes.
culture from culture 2.
Yes. I did some research. I found the suitable one from script to script, but according to what you said before, making it as enum, maybe it is limited. But this is just an experiment to do.
Okay, now just some feedback. And then, however, I would believe that if you take Arabic or Syriac, the key is not the same, because it's not the same char, right? If you take this one script, there is no match of this script in the other one. Like if you take a letter in Arabic, you can't find it in Syriac. And same thing, if you take a letter in Syriac, you can't find it in Arabic. So maybe you actually need in one dictionary that converts everything. And maybe a transliteration provider is just one dictionary. And you could have two providers who have two dictionaries. And if the first one doesn't match, then you could say, okay, let's try the second one. And yeah, just maybe an idea.
Yes,
this way, you don't even have to provide the culture from culture 2. You can just say transliterate that thing. And you can provide one Arabic, one Cyrillic, and one providers. And if the first one doesn't match, then it will switch to the second one, maybe, or maybe not. Or maybe it should be one per language with a culture, and you get it per culture. So this way you provide one per culture, and you don't have to have the .Arabic. You just have add provider, culture, and instance. So
yes,
maybe, yeah, so just some ideas for designing the thing.
yes.
I think that's better. I'm writing it in the chat like add provider. Let's see, add provider, string culture, and I transliteration. Okay, it's written in the chat now if you want to see. So that would be how I will register it. And the transliteration provider is just one dictionary from one string to the other. Well, you can use a dictionary, but it's just convert a string to another one, or commit a char to another one. And this way you can use a dictionary if you want, or something else.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
And apparently in Orchard 1, we're using a library that already exists. It's called system.naturallanguage. See the next page, so I will put that and I don't know what system natural language does. Get package. Oh, this is a Microsoft library. MS Translate Tools. Oh no, it's a thing for, well, that's weird. Culture.ms Translate. It's a thing from Main, maybe. Yeah, that's a package from Orchard by Lombic and Orchard. So maybe Lombic did that. Interesting.
Okay, I will try to contact one of them.
They did something. Whatever. But what you did is good. Is great. Wondering also if it could be integrated in the edit. I'm not sure. I will need to look into the issue that they filed to see what they want to do. I know that Nick had done a plugin like this, that a module that would convert the edit form of a content item to transliterate everything, but it was too intrusive, in my opinion. So maybe the middleware is the best thing to do.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, but we'll see. Thank you. Great.
Also, I saw some, I think one of the PHP CMSs also use the same feature in the URL. In case you have a URL in Cyrillic or some of these script, it will convert it from Cyrillic to Latin. It will change the slug. I don't remember the CMS name, but there's a feature that you can transliterate from script to Latin to use, or to convert the slug to use the Latin or English letters instead of Arabic or Cyrillic letters. Maybe I will share it later on.
Yeah, the first thing we do when we want to look at our CMSs, you check with WordPress what they do. So WordPress transliteration, just to see all the features, the plugins that you can find.
Oh, okay, thank you.
To have ideas. I found one. Must be a lot of them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I see one that is used a lot apparently. Transliteration plugin for WordPress, and it's called Transliterator, and the name Serbian. So that will make sense. Cyrillic to Latin. Oh, this is one for Cyrillic only. Maybe
I will check it later on.
Just to see what feature they provide, like if it's behaving like a middleware or if it's behaving like content editor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will check it later.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay.
What I would like to see is some update on the data translation.
Yes.
Data translation. Because I know you have a PR. We just need to.
Yes. Hope today or tomorrow it will be ready.
Whatever you can. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. What? It's my turn. Anyone else wants to demo something? Okay, I said on topics 1.6. So what did we do on Thursday? We had an issue on Thursday when we tried to do some deployment. We had an issue. I still don't know what was the reason of the issue, but I fixed the issue. So what we tried to do was on the 1.6 pull request here, and you see now it's green. We tried to update the translation. So we did that and that. What else? That's it. So we tried to update the translation files, packages, to use the one in NuGet. So I recommented this source to not use Cloudsmith, but to use NuGet.org, and then pointed to the 160 NuGet packages that we tried. So we created we tried Orchard with the packages from Cloudsmith, and it was working. So we decided to publish the packages on 160, on NuGet for 160. So on NuGet.org, published it. title should go translations.
By the
And-
way, sorry, by the way, did we know what's the issue for the Chinese translation? Why they didn't
That's what I'm talking
publish
about.
it? Okay, thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. So yes, we
Sorry.
published it. And the issue was that two translations were not published, which were the new ones, ZH hand and ZH hands. They were not published because the API, use the page not here. If we look at, oh, the bid must have been lost, probably. It's on the translations people. Publish. So I'm confused. This is the one that I must have said rebuild. So we must have lost the history of that. I must have clicked rerun all jobs and it deleted the previous runs. So sad. The issue was that when we did push with NuGet, when it was reaching the Chinese translations, the new one, it would say that it failed because the package already and the version already existed on the feed, but it didn't exist. These were new translations. So I don't know what was the issue. So what I did is that I built it locally and I pushed the files manually from NuGet.org. I logged in and I say push new package and I pointed to the files that I built locally. And then the things were correctly pushed. So I will see next time if it works or not, but these new packages were not uploaded correctly. So I still don't know why, but now it's working. However, we might still have an issue, which is that the old Chinese ones, the ZHCN one, we have one or two. We don't generate them anymore, and that can be an issue if people still use that because they won't. Pull back to these files, right? So when the file is loaded, I think it won't find these ones if you use the old ones, because there is no more the alias one that was probably doing that. I'm not sure if it was doing that, but we might still need to publish the old ones. However, we don't have the Did I lose again the page? No, we don't have the translations anymore in the files. If I look at the folders, yeah, ZHCN and ZH.TW. So I look at the folder and they have not been, I believe they haven't been updated. You see the hands and hand 2 weeks ago, and the other one, and this one 2 months ago. Everything 2 weeks ago, but this one 2 months ago. So these ones, they are not synced with these files. If they were synced, that would be fine, but they are not. So we have, it's probably because in Crowdin now it's updating these ones and not the old ones. So maybe what we need to do is to generate the ZHCN and ZHW packages with the content from there. But the content from there was changed to have the name of, oh no, the name of the feature is the same here. Okay, that's fine. So that should work. Just the name of the package then. Yeah, I was afraid of that. So Yeah, because in Crowdin, we still edit the ZHCN, but there is a mapping to generate this culture name instead. I believe that's how it works. So maybe in the scripts here, we need to generate two packages by having some custom thing here that says that when we generate the ZH hence, we need to also generate a ZHCN, ZH. So maybe we need a new parameter, which is a folder, and the folder by default is the same as the name. But if we provide a custom folder, then it will use a custom folder. Like if we provide a ZH hence folder name for the name ZHCN, then that will work. So, but yeah, so we still need these two packages because I'm afraid that it will cause an issue otherwise. So that was what we did, and otherwise, all the issues were solved. That's the only thing that's blocking right now. Because the reasons are ready, and we can merge main. So probably on Thursday we'll try to make progress on that.
Hey, there's that PR we spoke about last Thursday. The search, all the release, it's changing all the release notes as well. It's part of the PR. I'm wondering if we can maybe look at it and do something. If not, we would have to probably change it so it's not part of the 1.6 release.
What PR?
1 second. It's the add support for the built-in Elasticsearch 13383. Oh, that one that say ready. We spoke about it last week, and your feedback was to make those configuration part of the settings instead of hard coding.
I thought about it, but in for different reason.
Yeah, and it was implemented.
Is it tenant aware? Like, because it has to be pertinent, the settings. Maybe, probably. But
Well, this is just a way to define what do you call those, analyzers from the settings. But yeah, you can make the settings for each tenant, sure. I mean,
okay.
You can modify the tenant configuration file and make it available for that one tenant only. But the point is that the app is going to read the settings. I don't care what level you provide that settings. And based on that, we're going to make those available to you. So nothing changes from the current, because if you don't have any configuration, we're still going to load the standard, which is what we support today. But if you want to add implement custom analyzer, or if you want to utilize one of those built-in analyzers, you can by just configuring the settings.
I see. You have to parse the JSON, maintain the JSON, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just reading all the JSON document and just populating the properties.
And there's a demo here with me. It's the same thing. Index prefix. Yeah, tells me analyzer standard type standard. So that's the nice name, and that's the Elasticsearch name.
Correct. That's the type.
And
you see there's another example of how you can create a custom one.
And that's a better example. English analyzer, type custom, pointer to Elasticsearch documentation. And now I understand that you understand the big difference between the types and how it's built in Elasticsearch. This is what we discovered last time we talked about it. And it was obvious for Jasper, but not for us. Okay, and it works. You tried with that, and it works.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
Magic.
and also what we do is right now with this change, in case you change the analyzer during right now, right? So really, we establish two things. We establish a query analyzer and we establish an index analyzer. Until you rebuild your index, the query analyzer should always be the same as the index. Otherwise, you'll get an error.
Yeah, makes sense.
So until you rebuild, we're caching that as well. So if you decided you want to change the settings from like the stop or the standard to the stop, or from the standard to the English analyzer, really your search isn't going to break, but it's not going to have an effect until you rebuild it.
I mean, so you store the configuration in the file? Or do you say that if you change, you need to rebuild?
Well, you don't need to, right? But so like if I give you more options, so now the UI gives you more options. It's going to give you a stop, it's going to give you standard, it's going to give you English analyzer, right? Right, by default, we have a standard. And everyone is searching on your website for that index using the standard. But then you decide, you know what, you want to change it from standard to analyzer, to English analyzer. Sure, change it. It's not going to break anything, but it's not going to have any effect. If you want it to have an effect, you have to rebuild the index, which we have an option to rebuild the index. Until you rebuild it, then, you know, because if we change the settings without utilizing what's actually rebuilding, it will break, right? If you say, hey, I want a query using, sorry?
Now I want to see the controller.
Yeah, sure. On the rebuild.
That's the same.
Yeah, so that's one thing I actually didn't like, but I just left it as is. So if you look at all this, you see right there, where we're actually displaying the full name of the index instead of just displaying the model.index name. I don't know if that's a good idea, but that's how it was before. If you notice, we use the index prefix. And I don't really know that's good because, you know, from the UI perspective, you're creating an index name. In the back end, when we send it to the server, we actually include the prefix. So I don't know why there was a decision made a while back to actually add the index prefix in the UI, but I didn't want to impact it, so I just left it alone.
Where is the search here?
Well, the search is not in here. The search is in the search model. But if you go down, if you're looking for the rebuild settings, is what you're probably looking at.
No.
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. Another way another approach to this is to actually remove line 82 and line 73 period and not have to worry about two different analyzers. Because I think if you query with the analyzer without specifying analyzer, it'll just query using the indexed analyzer.
Why is that?
Say that again?
This thing not implemented exception. Is that it?
I think that just needs to be removed. I didn't see that one. Yeah, it just needs to be removed, I think. I'll look at it.
Yeah, I don't remember what index prefix is, so I will want to look at it on
Index
Thursday.
prefix today, we just add the site name. And with the new option, we have an index, like a global prefix. So you can have a global prefix underscore site name underscore index name, because we have multi-tenants. So it just, to me, I don't think we really need to show the full index name in the UI, because we're not showing it anywhere else.
It's removed.
It's just I made it part of a function below, so we can reuse the same logic to create the prefix or the full name. In the index manager.
Why is it still there?
Because we need to map the properties from the settings to one of those analyzers.
Okay. Okay, this is okay. This is just analyzers. Okay, thank you. Okay. We will look on Thursday. And nothing new. Good questions, comments? I clicked. Did it break anything? It didn't break anything. Okay. Good. Questions? Awesome. Then done and done. See you on Thursday. I'll be there.
Thank you.
Or next week. Bye-bye.
All right, see you.
Bye-bye.